As you probably know, you can't really start planning a wedding for real until you have the venue. Booking the venue is the biggest first step that you can take, and it feels like maybe halfway there, especially if the venue comes with a lot of amenities and catering and all of that. Even if it doesn't and you have to kind of build the event from scratch, having the venue means that you have a date, you have a look and feel to a certain degree, the first major step that you can take. I wanted to start a series of venues in Los Angeles because it's the market that I'm based in. I want to review venues as I work in them. Even if I haven't worked on them, I wanted to provide sort of a virtual site visit, if you will, just so you can understand what the venue entails and you can get a planner's perspective on that venue if you're interested in it. One of my favorite portfolios of venues in the LA area is run by Marvin Moon Productions. They are a hospitality company that owns and manages a few different spaces. Most are in downtown LA, I believe. Their first venue, or one of their oldest venues, Smog Shop, is in Culver City, and they all have something similar about it, which is an indoor-outdoor space. A couple of them don't have an actual outdoor space, but it's a very green feel, so it kind of feels like you're outside. They also each have their own personality in terms of style, so you can kind of find something that you're looking for. One's a little bit kitschy, one is a little bit more glam, and I just love the full portfolio, and you'll understand why in a minute. So Millwick is one of their venues that I think has been around maybe since 2013 or 2014. I'm not sure exactly when they opened, but I did do an event there 2014, I believe, for HBO. It was around the time when they first opened. I remember that week really clearly. It was a Thursday or something in May. We were doing a multi-day event there. For some reason in May in LA, the skies opened up and it was like a torrential downpour. The venue was still kind of new, and you know, rain doesn't come that often in LA, and so we were dealing with a ton of leaks. We had to get a last minute tent as well, which took forever to install. All in all, the event went great. All my friends that came to the event had no idea we were all running around trying to fix all of these issues. The event was really beautiful, and the staff actually was really, really helpful, which is one of the reasons I love working there. Anyway, enough rambling about it. The space itself is a really beautiful space. I really like this one because it's a little bit glam. It feels really luxe. It has some touches in the space, like a gold wall, giant projector screen that really kind of elevates the space. I love all the greenery in the space. It gives it kind of a tropical oasis feel in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. It has that industrial warehouse feel, but it was designed really beautifully. They have an indoor space for the reception. They have an outdoor space where you can have ceremony. The space was really designed with weddings and events in mind. Outside of the style, from a planner's perspective, there's 4 main reasons why I feel like it's a dream to work with. The first reason is there's really no restrictions on vendors except for valet. If you have more than 10 to 15 cars, you do have to valet. It is required. It maybe adds on anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 on top of the rental fee, but it is something that you need because it's in the middle of downtown. There's really no parking in the area that's walkable, even if you wanted guests to pay for their own parking. So it's a nice thing to have for your guests, and it is required. I have done a wedding at one of their other spaces where there were maybe only 10 cars because everyone was literally from out of town. They were all taking Ubers and Lyfts to the venue, so the venue just required the couple to hire a parking attendant to just manage the cars that were parked there. That was also made sense. I'm not sure if it'll work at Millwick because their lot is a lot smaller and we want to clear all the cars from the front lot because when guests arrive, you just want to have as much space as possible. I also love that you can use your own bartending company as long as they have a license to pour liquor. You can also bring your own alcohol. It's BYOB really. You don't have to procure it from the liquor vendor. And this helps a lot with cost because, you know, a lot of bartending companies or restaurants or hotels, they mark up the cost of alcohol, and that's where a lot of couples spend their money on. So I feel like it's a really great perk to be able to bring in your own booze. Number 2, the space has really great amenities. It comes with tables and chairs with seating enough for 150 guests. The space does fit 175, but it really takes up the whole space. And then you have to get additional furniture for those 25 people. But I feel like 150 max is really what's kind of comfortable in the space, and you still have a little bit of a dance floor. You will have to move some of the tables in the front just a little bit once dinner is done and dancing starts, but it's never been an issue between the coordinators and the caterers. It's really easy to kind of push everything back. They also have a built-in sound system that you are required to use, but it's a pretty hefty system with subwoofers and everything, and really pretty good quality sound. The DJ really just has to bring their DJ equipment, whether it's turntables or CDJs or a controller, but they can easily plug into the mixer that the venue has. They also come with 1 microphone, I believe, so if you want additional microphones, you may have to rent that from your DJ or an AV company, but that definitely cuts down on costs for the DJ. They also have a really giant projector, which is really great for displaying a custom logo for the couple or some type of design or artwork that they might want. Usually the couple or head table is situated in front of the projector. It's really great backdrop just to showcase whatever you want to showcase on there. If you have like slideshows or video clips or anything else like that that you want to show, that's also a great place to do it. They have a disco ball, which adds a lot of fun and life and lighting to the dancing part of the reception. I just love a simple disco ball, and it's already built in, so you don't have to pay for installation or rental fees or anything like that if that's something that you like. They obviously have a ton of greenery in this space, so even if you did really minimal floral design on your actual tables and candles, you really don't need much on your tables, I would say. And that's one of the reasons that I love this space, because it already has so much life. For me, I love a good process, and the Marvin Moan staff really has it down pat. They have really clear protocols and policies for all their vendors. Their rental fees and what's included and what's additional costs are really, really clearly outlined in the documents that they give you when you inquire. I just love that nothing is left to question. Of course, if you have questions, they're always going to answer them for you, but the staff is a well-oiled machine from the time of booking to the time of planning to the day of execution as well. The 4th thing is there is not a noise curfew, so if you want to go late for your party, you can keep it inside. One of the garage doors has to come down, I think either all the way or most of the way, but you still get to keep that open flow between the outside and inside. We actually extended our reception and just did the after party hour there because we just didn't want to move everyone and lose people. We ended up staying there for another hour and a half past our reception. So if that's something that you want to do or that you're looking to do, or you don't want to be bound to like a 10 p.m. noise curfew, then this is a great space for you to do your wedding. There is a back of house kitchen space. I believe it has a fridge. I don't know if it comes with any cooking equipment. I can't recall right now, but if you're doing like a full plated dinner, it might not be enough space. Just depends on the caterer and what they require. Every caterer and staff works differently. You may have to use maybe part of the outdoor space, or actually I'm not sure how they would do that. It's just maybe something you have to figure out. Our wedding was a buffet, so they didn't need too much prep space. There was totally enough space there to just finish prepping whatever was already prepped at the shop before they came. So that's just something to consider and flag for your caterer. They do have a really robust preferred vendors list. We're also on that list. We love working with them. If you reach out to one of the caterers on there and ones that have done weddings there, then you're in totally good hands. The price tag may feel steep for some, depending on the day of the week, The number of guests, anywhere from 75 and under to 175 guests for seated. It runs around just under 9K to just under 16K. So obviously there's a pretty big range depending on what day you decide to get married. There's also a $2,000 to $3,000 security deposit that you will have to pay in advance. Usually it will get returned unless something is totally damaged. Most of the time that's not a problem. You do have to have the funds to pay that in advance, even though you're going to receive it within a month after your event. The standard rental time is 12 hours from load in and setup to breakdown and load out. I would not recommend getting ready there unless it's just bride, but even then the timing is a little bit tight. Usually when I've done it there, I maybe start like 3 to 4 hours in advance of guest arrival time, and then you have 6 hours of the actual event and then 1 to 2 hours to load out. Unless it's really just one person getting ready, the bridal suite is also not super big. It's really just kind of a holding area for when you do arrive to the space where close wedding party and family members could potentially put some of their items. In general, I would not recommend getting ready there. I do think there's a lot of cute pockets for first look, outside and inside. I would just build that in around setup if you don't want to go in other areas of downtown LA. But there are areas in the Arts District that you can definitely do first look and couple portraits and wedding party photos as well. LA has no shortage of venues to choose from, but you'll quickly learn as I do more of these venue videos why Marvin Moen Productions is one of my favorites to work with. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Millwick in downtown LA Arts District. You'll find some helpful links below to just give you more information about the venue and how you can get in contact with them. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. My goal is to do at least one venue video a month for right now, so I hope that provides value to you while you are planning your wedding, especially during this booking season.